One of the great rivalries in northern Indiana resumes tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Football Fever. I'm Pete Byrne.
And I'm Bennett Wise. For the first time in 4 years, the Backyard Brawl is back.
That's right. You know, when Mishawaka left the NIC for the Northern Lakes Conference in 2019, the annual game against Penn kind of became a casualty of the schedule. But after a hiatus, the game is back. Packed house came out to Freed Field tonight to check out the first meeting between these rivals in 4 years. You know, 4 of the last 5 games between Mishawaka and Penn have been decided by a touchdown or less. Would tonight be the same? Mishawaka strikes quickly. Quarterback Brady Fisher keeps it, gets to the second level, and he is gone. 51 yards to the house as Mishawaka takes the early lead in the Backyard Brawl, 7-0. But Penn is going to respond with a methodical drive, and they did it with a healthy dose of Jake Bayless. The senior goes the final 7 yards to the end zone. We got a ball game. It's all tied at 7 apiece. Mishawaka had a long second drive. It would end, though, with no points following a missed field goal, and Penn immediately marches in the other direction. It's Bayless again, bouncing to the outside. He picks up a gain at 20. Penn is back in the red zone, and they would cap it off when Nolan McCullough hits Elijah Coker in the end zone for 6. Yes, sir. Penn takes the lead 14-7. They would close the game on a 28-0 to win the Backyard Brawl 28-7.
1-0 Northridge hosting Elkhart in search of its first win in the Raiders' home opener. But first quarter, Elkhart threatening. Quinn Ross looking deep. Darion Jackson pulls it down from inside the 5. What a catch. Shortly after, Connor Dow capping off the drive with a little help from his friends on a 2-yard score and 7-0 Elkhart. Back comes Northridge, though. Braden Clark at quarterback to Chase Clark. Diving over the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. The Raiders go up 35-14 at the half and hang on for a win 35-29 over Elkhart.
Concord playing its home opener tonight as we head to Jake Field. They had an impressive Week 1 victory at Rice Field. Minutemen hosting Jimtown. Pick it up in the third quarter. Game's tied at 7, but Concord comes out of the half slinging it. That's Hudson Glantz hitting Charisse Brevard for the touchdown. Concord goes up 14-7. As we move to the fourth quarter now, it's 14-10. Glantz is going to hit his tight end, Derek Gomez. He's got it, turns the corner, and gets into the end zone for 6 more. Concord wins the night 27-10. The Minutemen improve to 2-0. Northern Indiana Conference play begins tonight with a pair of games, and we start with 2 teams, Bennett, that are coming off very good seasons.
Yeah, South Bend Riley went 5-5 a year ago, and Derek Lee's first season improvement of 4 wins the year prior.
Yeah, and John Glenn also had a new coach a year ago. That was John Barron, and he would lead the Falcons to their first winning season since 2014. So tonight, both teams 1-0 as they face off in the conference opener at Hofstrauser Field, and boy, was Riley ready right from the opening kickoff. First drive, Austin White gets hit, but not before dropping a dime to Aiden Kent. Grabs it over the double team down inside the 2. That would set up a Riley touchdown at 7-0. Next series, White going deep again. This time he's got Peyton Baird. Baird with nothing but green grass in front of him. 79 yards on the touchdown. Look out, Riley up 14-0. And they weren't done yet. Still in the first quarter when White hits Baird again. This is one of our finalists for the highlight of the night. 61-yard pitch and catch. Riley goes up 20-0, and believe it or not, that's where the scoring stops tonight. Riley gets the shutout win. The Cats are 2-0.
Hot start for them and a gorgeous sunset at School Field. South Bend Washington hosting Bremen in the other NIC game tonight, both gunning for their first win. Second quarter, the Lions up and Washington looking to get on the board, but Bremen's Josh Flora gets a helmet on the ball, forcing a fumble. Reese Green picking it up, starts bobbing and weaving his way to the other end, 68 yards to the residents on the scoop of the score. That's also a finalist for the highlight of the night. But then the Panthers strike back. Gabe Weber on the move. Watch Jaden Lineberry creating space, going untouched for 6. Washington cuts into the deficit until Silas Leidig looking up, firing a rocket toward the end zone, and Tyus Graverson pulls it down for the touchdown. Bremen goes on to win its first game, 42-7.
Let's head to Mishawaka and Otulski Field, where Marion lost its opener, but the Knights looking to bounce back tonight against Culver Academy. First quarter, Culver driving in a tie game. Chase Bays, though, jumps the passing route and intercepts the pass, and Marion forces the turnover. And as we move to the second quarter, they would cash that in. Braxton Brooks gets the nod. He goes 5 yards across the goal line. Marion in front, 14-7. Culver Academy is going to answer with an impressive drive led by their quarterback, Michael McGolgan, keeping it himself for the final couple yards. We are all tied at 14 apiece, but those are the last points Marion allows in the ballgame. Their defense slams the door to end the first half. Nicholas, quiet, shuts him up with a sack here, and Marion hangs on for the win, 21-14.
St. Joe on the road tonight facing Fort Wayne South. No score in the first quarter. St. Joe's inside the opposing 10-yard line. Noah Boutsamsi fighting his way for 6, and St. Joe would be up 7. And Boutsamsi, he's just getting cooking, putting the pressure on South. A jump to the inside right there, burrowing below some defenders to score again. St. Joe on a roll and keeping it going. To the air this time now. Quarterback Alex Ortiz has some time. Back corner fade, Dallas Downey pulling it in for 6. St. Joe picks up their first win of the season, 41-3 over Fort Wayne South.
And back in South Bend, the Clay Colonials trying to pick up their first win of the season at home, hosting Boone Grove. Clay down 3-0 here when Boone Grove hits a deep ball. Mark Rowland down the far sideline, then Tyler Torbeson for the touchdown. Boone Grove up 11-0 after 1 quarter. A turnover would stall a promising drive for Clay. Boone Grove strikes again. This time Rowland hits Josh Oglesby in the back of the end zone, and it's an 18-0 lead, but Clay is not going to go down without a fight. Liam Wolf throws over the middle. Tyrese Jones grabs it, stays on his feet. Nice run after the catch, and he's going to find the end zone. That makes it an 18-6 game, but it was pretty much all Boone Grove after that. They get the win tonight 53-6. All right, we need to take a quick timeout, but we still got lots more ahead tonight on Friday Night Football Fever. It is week 1 in the state of Michigan, so we head north of the state line where a new era kicks off in Edwardsburg when Friday Night Football Fever returns.
You're watching Friday Night Football Fever on WSBT-22, sponsored by Zolman's Tire and Auto Care.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football Fever. You know, last week was a good one for the Northern Lakes Conference. 6 of their 8 teams were victorious in opening week. That
includes the Plymouth Rockies, who snapped a 21-game losing streak, which dated back to late 2020.
That's right. Tonight, the Rockies look to go 2-0. They had to do it on the road, however, tonight facing Columbia City, and this would be a challenge. Plymouth down 7-0, trying to even it up in the first quarter. They're in enemy territory, going deep for the end zone, but it's going to be picked off inside the 5-yard line. Then Columbia City is going to run this one way back out. Nice return, and that would set them up with another score. Near midfield, Columbia City's putting it up in the air, and Stratton Fuller is going to catch it in stride. Turns and scores. That makes it 14-0. Plymouth would fall tonight on the road 42-14.
Wawasee looking to pick up win number 1 tonight at West Noble. The Warriors striking first. Mason Shoemaker airing it out to Braden Pike. The high point grab gives Wawasee a 6-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, though, West Noble's Drew Yates scrambles to the right side, taking off down the sideline. 70 yards on the rushing score to put the Chargers ahead as Wawasee falls to West Noble 20-12.
Let's head to New Carlisle, Goshen and New Prairie, both looking for win number 1. And Coach McKim not thrilled to be trailing 10-6 in the second quarter, but don't worry, Coach. You've got Marshall Kamichek. Look at Marshall. Pulls it down, follows his blockers, and then turns the corner for a 70-yard touchdown run. And the fans at Miller Field going crazy. New Prairie has taken the lead. You know what? Worked so well.
Why not go again?
Why not try it again? 4th down, but they're going to give it to Kamichek. He's got more than the first down, folks. He is going to have another touchdown. This one from 63 yards out. It's a finalist for the highlight of the night. New Prairie gets its first win of the season tonight, 29-10 over Goshen.
Triton on the road at LaVille in the first Hoosier North Conference game for both teams. First quarter, LaVille capitalizing on a turnover and Cody Allen off tackle and off to the end zone. The Lancers jump on the board first as we'll go to the second quarter with the same score. Triton now in the red zone, but check out the hit. Let's LaVille's Michael Good, textbook, on the tackle to poke the ball out, but the Trojans recover, get it back, and Jaden Overmeyer, a great cut up field to find pay dirt. That ties the game, but LaVille comes out on top in a back-and-forth affair, 22-16. Lancers.
Good game there to start league play. All right, some other scores. South Bend Adams goes on the road and picks up its first win of the season tonight, 23-22 over Logansport. No touchdown scored between Warsaw and Chesterton, but the Tigers prevail 8-6, and Northwood big over Portage tonight, 49-7.
Tippy Valley with the win over Rochester, 39-8. South Central beats Culver 42-22, and North Judson a big win over Caston, 52-7.
Fairfield had to go on the road tonight. They fall to Heritage 39-13. Knox a win over McConaughey 46-36, and Lowell beats LaPorte 26-6.
Michigan City picks up a great win over Lafayette Jefferson 36-30. tomorrow at Lucas Oil Stadium at noon. Osceola Grace takes on Hammond Knoll. And finally, Pioneer 37, Winnemac 0.
All right, tonight begins a new era in Edwardsburg. For 28 seasons, Kevin Bartz roamed the Eddie sideline, and obviously the results cannot be denied, right? 6 trips to the Final Four over his final 7 seasons, and that includes, of course, the 2018 state title.
Yeah, Dan Purley is the man who now takes over for Bartz. He was on the Eddie staff the past 2 seasons and now hopes to build his own legacy. And now, leading out the Eddies, taking on the reigning Division 6 champs of Grand Rapids West Catholics. The Eddies marching their trademark wing tee offense on their opening drive, but it's in the air. Ezekiel Pagura tossing it up to Grant Griffin for the score, a 77-yard drive to open the year at 6-0 Eddies. West Catholic, though, would fire right back. The Eagles take the handoff, go 53 yards on just their second play for the touchdown. West Catholic would not let off the gas as they spoil the Edwardsburg opener. Down Route 12, Niles entering year 3 with Hall of Famer Scott Shaw hosting St. Joseph. Second quarter, the Vikings up big and catching everyone on the triple option. The pitch outside to Sam Rucker, taking it 35 yards into the end zone. The offense tonight was fantastic for Niles, but the defense, well, that was even better. Max Rucker and Paul Hess combined for the stop before the half. Hess also rushed for 3 touchdowns of his own. A big win for Niles out of the gate. They handle St. Joseph in their season opener, 55-0.
Big win. All right, most of these games were supposed to play yesterday, but because of the heat, they were moved to tonight. Benton Harbor opens up the season with a loss to Lawton, 51-20. Waterville Elite gets a win over Brandywine, 19-6.
Lakeshore falls to Zeeland West, 56-8, and Saugatuck gets the best of Buchanan, 25-13.
All right, that's going to do it for Week 2 in Indiana and Week 1 in Michigan. Again, most Michigan teams will be playing on Thursday again next week. I'm Pete Byrne for WSBT-22 News. For more local high school sports stories, like and subscribe to the WSBT-22 YouTube page. Thanks for watching.